201. Andrew Spooner and a cat with a gentleman cat. 2 Revenant and Suicide Bomber. Kel from Mori and Io from Paladins. Tony from Hotline Miami and a female Deathclaw. Tony Green, a space marine with a name. I never okay, so it does remember Tony Green from the other ones. I forgot to specify, and this time it just remembered.
Oh shit. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, I don't no longer have to describe him.
True.
Where's his...
Tony Green has been stored in the memory.
Yeah, stored in the time capsule. Aliens futures from now will look at this and be like, what the fuck is this? Who is this dude?
He is a bug.
He is a bug? That's badass.
Yeah.
He's paired up with Weiss.
Good.
Kasane... They share a bug. Kasane Randall and Raphael from Baldur's Gate. Snake Eyes and Doobie. Was Dobby? Or Dobby.
Dobby, yeah.
Springtrap and Slim Shady. Clayface and Ellie. Okay, I guess Clayface doesn't need a gun.
He does not.
Okay, never mind, he might. Day 1, the game's open up as the fighters are dropped across the length of the Golden Gate Bridge. The fog hangs thick and the first gunshots echo like thunder. Revenant immediately opened fires on Clayface, bullets sinking into the mud. He fires back, the Suicide Bomber gets spooked and bolts. Revenant curses at him as he runs. Andrew Spooner and the cat, they take cover behind a flipped Taurus van. Gentleman cat fires one elegant, perfectly aimed shot at Slim Shady, grazing him. Perfectly? Oh, I guess he didn't want to kill him in that case, but it's perfectly aimed.
Yeah.
Slim Shady screams in agony, freestyles, and then retreats. Okay.
Alright.
That is... Yeah, he screams in angry freestyle, then retreats. Tony silently... What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony silently clears a maintenance alcove. The Deathclaw rips apart a section of the railing, sets up a defensive perch. Dracula moves with complete calm, using Armstrong as a shield. Occasionally, Armstrong doesn't mind. Snake Eyes scouts underneath the bridge supports. Dobby tries to help, but nearly falls. Raphael attempts to seduce Weiss into an alliance. She declines, but politely but firmly. Sackboy and Tatsumagi build a small cloth shelter out of debris. Springtrap stalks the shelters, clicking and hissing. As the Suicide Bomber trembling wires their vest and whispers, "Tomorrow."
Oh shit.
Yeah, shit. Okay, it's tomorrow. The Suicide Bomber's decision. He charges straight at Dracula and Armstrong, screaming. Dracula shoots him to the chest. The explosion engulfs anyways. Armstrong tanks the blast, but is blown off his feet, cracked ribs. Dracula survives without a scorch mark. Suicide Bomber is the first casualty. Okay, he just kills no one.
Out.
He always just fails at his job.
He tried to kill 2 people who are just like, also just tanks.
Basically immortal.
Yeah.
Clayface morphs his arm into a mass to absorb bullets. Springtrap unloads bullets into him, closing the distance. Ellie flanks and shoots Slim Shady, killing him before he can react. Springtrap screeches in rage. Clayface smothers him with mud and forces him off the railing.
Good. I'm glad I added a bullet sponge by accident.
Tony Green and Weiss close in on Andrew Spooner. The gentleman cat fires back with rapid precision. Weiss uses her glyphs weakened and balanced for this game to push Tony Green into cover. Andrew runs, but stray bullets from Craven hits him in the stomach. The gentleman cat drags him behind the car, furious. Did you guys Craven the Hunter?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Armstrong limps, but remains loyal to Dracula. Tony from Halamami scouts silently with the death claw perched atop the support beam. Kasani watches from a bridge on a high vantage point, planning her next strike. Kel and Io comfort each other. They haven't engaged anyone yet. Snake Eyes silently leaves small traps around the western end of the bridge. Raphael stalks Sackboy at night, but Tatsumaki senses him and forces him to retreat. The Golden Gate Bridge begins to sway, tilt, and shift as if an earthquake. Railings bend, cars slide, asphalt cracks. Maintain balance becomes dangerous as combat. Tony leans into the sway of the with unnatural calm. Deathclaw digs her claws into the bridge deck to stabilize both of them. As the sliding sedan almost crushes them, but the Deathclaw slams it aside, they both become a stable duo in the arena as W approaches. Andrew is still wounded from Chapter 1. The moment from the bridge jerks sideways, he collapses. Jumpman-Cat grabs him by the collar, claws digging into the asphalt, holding him there as he's sliding over the edge. Holding him from sliding over the edge. Blah. A section of the railing gives way. Jumpman-Cat fires a warning shot. Snake Eyes, who has been approaching silently, backs off. He respects the feline's precision. Revenant prowls the vibrating deck like a metal spider. Every time he sacks a metal clang, every time sacks of metal clang, he moves faster. He spots Kel and Io, who are panicking. Io's grace falters on the shaking ground. Kel slips. Io catches him, but Revenant fires, shattering Io's shoulder. Kel screams her name as they escape, only to become the bridge pitches so sharply that even Revenant loses footing and slides several meters before digging his claws into steel plating. Dracula and Armstrong. Armstrong uses his enhanced balance to anchor Dracula when the deck splits beneath them. Dracula fires a warning shot at the falling debris as if shooting clay pigeons. They remain calm. Clayface liquefies and anchors himself across a widening crack. Ellie Beak lies prone, aiming her handgun from the stable patch of concrete. A sliding truck nearby takes them both out. Clayface expands like mud to absorb the hit. Ellie only survives because of him. Kasane, using weakened psychokinesis, pins herself between guardrails. Wait, okay, why is it nerfing people with weird-ass abilities, but then there's fucking Clayface?
Yeah, sure. You're right. I approve.
Yeah, we need a nerf White but Clayface who ignores half the damage.
He ignores all of the damage.
Tatsumaki with weakened telekinesis helps Sackboy only partially. She cannot stop the entire bridge. They're one of the few that are completely safe. Craven the Hunter and tries to jump from one tilting lane to another. The bridge jerks violently. He misses, catching only one loose railing. Lane steps forward to help. The entire section snaps off. Both fall into the specific below.
Bam.
Revenant attacks Springtrap. Revenant attacks Springtrap's former territory. He finds nobody, but he leaves traps. Ellie and Clayface. Ellie stabilizes her aim again. Clayface reforms into a humanoid shape. They whisper their plans for the next day. Andrew's fading. The cat cleans his revolver line beside Andrew's head to listen to his breathing changes. At noon, the bridge snaps upright without warning. Many tributes stumble, and few are thrown violently. This is where the real carnage begins. Teddy Green and Weiss attempt to assault Dracula's elevated position. Armstrong charges first. Weiss fires a glyph enhanced shot that knocks him off balance. Tony lands several accurate rounds to Dracula's torso. Dracula hisses in genuine pain, but Armstrong roars, grabbing Tony and slamming him into the broken railing. Weiss tries to aim at him, But Dracula, weakened but still formidable, fires at Weiss and hits her thigh, sending him to collapse. Tony Green tries to pull away. Armstrong surges with a final burst of adrenaline, smashing Tony Green over the barrier. He falls to his death.
Very good.
Kel and Io attempt to strike back after yesterday's injury. Revenant ambushes them, sliding across the deck after the bridge snaps upright. Io fires, hitting Revenant in the leg. Kel punches him full force to the jaw. Revenant punched a robot. Revenant fires into Kel's chest. Io screams, hurling himself towards Kel as he collapses. Revenant tries to finish her, but Io shoots cleanly through his neck. Revenant falls to one knee, and Io fires again, killing him.
Good shit.
Clayface attempts to stretch across the gap to help Ellie across. But sudden upright shift tears the gap open further. Clayface loses cohesion, his form slips. Clayface crushed and then flung across the bridge.
Damn.
So he took fall or he fell off the map.
Yeah.
The only way he could die.
True. Fuck that.
I was actually really. If he were to win, I would be really annoyed.
No, yeah.
All right.
That's valid.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Alice spends dawn mourning Kel, her hands trembling on her rifle. She whispers a prayer underneath the fog-shrouded sunrise, but grief sharpens her senses. Tony moves like a phantom between vehicles. Deathclaw stalks beside him, claws clinking against the asphalt. They find Raphael scattered alone. Raphael tries to charm Tony. Surely we can negotiate. Tony shoots him in the stomach without hesitation. He dies.
Holy shit.
Negotiate with this.
Yeah.
Kasane watches from a distance, her expression unreadable. She doesn't react outwardly. Weiss, wounded from Chapter 2, hides beneath the crushed SUV, her thigh bleeding badly. She tries to use dust, but she's too weak. Snake Eyes, scouting for the pedestrians' walkway, spots Sackboy and Tatsumaki building another makeshift shelter. Dobby accidentally knocks a road flare off the edge in the walkway. Tatsumaki senses the disturbances instantly. Gunfire erupts. Tatsumaki flings debris to block bullets, weakened but still dangerous. Snake Eyes rolls across the walkway, firing cleanly controlled shots. Sackboy tries to flank, but Dobby throws a chunk of metal at him. Tatsumaki retaliates with telekinetic blast. That's almost throws Snake Eyes over the edge, but he grapples a cable and flips back.
Good shit.
The bullets hit Sackboy. The stitched little body collapsed. Tatsumaki screams, but Tatsumaki screams and shakes the guardrails with her telekinetic abilities. She unleashes a shockwave that sends Dobby flying into a windshield, knocking him unconscious. Sackboy dies in this confrontation, obviously.
Yeah.
Dracula sits atop a broken support beam, cloaked in tattered presence still regal. Armstrong stands below like a bruised statue. Io, moving Silent Fury, finds a lone figure near the center of the bridge. Springtrap remains lie somewhere where Clayface fell earlier. But moons catch her eye. Ellie climbing between debris, gun ready. Io and Ellie lock eyes. They recognize the pain in each other, but Io fires first. Blah. Io disappears into the fog as Ellie gets dropped instantly.
Damn.
I have no idea why I decided to give him guns. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought it'd be cooler.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Andrew's barely alive. Gentleman Katz, knowing this, leads him away from the main fighting, but they encounter Kasane, who's been tracking Raphael's killers. Kasane fires a warning shot. Gentleman Cat fires back. Kasane rushes forward, striking telekinetic guided blades. She disarms Gentleman Cat, setting his revolver spinning across the asphalt. Andrew Spinner tries to stand. Kasane shoots him in the chest. He dies. General Cat hisses, claws extended, leaps at her with animal fury, animalistic fury. Kasane fires at him once, he dies.
All right.
All right, so much for that battle.
Yeah.
Try not to get shot. Challenge impossible.
Try not to get shot.
Tatsumaki still furious. Tatsumaki still is furious over Sackboy's death. Hunts Snake Eyes. She nearly finds him, but Ayo intercepts her with a single shot warning. Clayface's weapon lies discarded. Why is this important? Raphael's corpse is gone, but dragged into the sea. Cars creak with a night wind. Only one death occurs. Kasane, resting, hears something breathing nearby. She opens her eyes. The Deathclaw, a massive shadow towering over her. Kasane tries to fire, but too late. Deathclaw crushes her underneath his claw, snapping her spine instantly. Good thing. I didn't want her to win.
That checks out as well.
What? What checks out?
Just immediate death. There's a Deathclaw.
I mean, it is a Deathclaw, yeah.
Yeah.
I think like Dracula and Armstrong would be like some of the final survivors.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Io sees Dobby but doesn't kill him. Tony methodically clears out a southern span. The Deathclaw falls, moving like a stalking tank. They encounter Io scavenging for ammo. Io fires first, clean controlled shots. Tony dodges, mask reflecting muzzle flash. Deathclaw charges. Io barely rolls behind an SUV. The Deathclaw slams the vehicle so hard it flips, almost crushing her. Io fires again, landing 2 shots in the Deathclaw's chest. The Deathclaw roars in pain but keeps coming. Io manages to escape, shaking, realizing how close she was to death. Snake Eyes sets up an ambush using a tangle of rebar and particularly fallen cable. Tatsumaki floats down the lane, scanning the air. Snake Eye fires a perfect shot. She flicks the bullet away telekinetically. He fires again. She deflects it again. They stare each other down silently the perfect ninja versus the perfect telekinetic. The entire place seems to hold its breath, but then Dobby, trying to help, accidentally rolls a tire directly into Tatsumaki's foot. This distracts her for half a second. Snake Eyes fires. The bullet grazes her cheeks. Dobby survives getting thrown back with a shockwave, but just barely. I was shaking off her fear, prowls like a hunter beneath the cable. She finds a silhouette resting by the broken railing, a massive silhouette, Armstrong. He does not see her in the dark. Io fires 3 rapid shots into his spine. Armstrong roars, stumbling. She fires again, this time into the back of his skull. His body drops. He's dead.
Alright, so much for that.
I mean, yeah. Weiss trembling from blood loss. Flame reaches the bridge top for cover. Dracula arrives. You killed my servant, he hisses. Weiss backs away, firing mine. Dracula dies like a floating shadow. Grabbed her by the throat and lifts her off the ground. Weiss gasps, crawling at his wrist. Crawling at his wrist. Dracula prepares to throw her off the tower. Gunshot. Io again. Dracula drops Weiss and spins just as Io's next shot punches through his right shoulder. Weiss collapses, gasping. Dracula retreats, wounded and furious.
Io's popping off.
She is. The shattered goddess. Deathclaw, having lost too much blood from Io's earlier shots, goes berserk. She storms Central Span, roaring. Snake Eyes sees her coming. He fires. Bullets barely slow her, though. She slams into him, tossing him across the pavement. Snake Eyes lands hard ribs cracking. Dobby leaps onto the desk called Black, trying to gouge out her eyes. She flings him off into a car windshield, unconscious again, but alive.
How?
He
I
just
swear it's
doesn't
the
die.
third time that's happened.
He's thrown into something and lives.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes draws one final hidden blade. The desk clock grabs him by the throat and throws him directly off the bridge in response.
Alright.
Moments later, her body falls, collapsing from blood loss. Tony stands beside her corpse. Io and Tatsumaki finally confront each other in the Northrop span. Io grips her rifle. Tatsumaki floats, eyes glowing. Io fires it first. Tasami's weakened telekinesis deflects most bullets, but one grazes her arm. Tatsumaki rips a chunk out of asphalt and hurls it at her. Io dodges narrowly before they can finish the duel. Tony appears behind them. Tatsumaki wheels around. Too late. Tony shoots her 3 times in the chest, and she's dead.
Alright.
You chose like some of the best characters for this, and they're just getting fucking sacked.
Yeah. It's Clayface death kind of sucked.
Yeah, just getting crushed between the fucking bridge and thrown out.
Yeah.
I hope Dracula wins.
That'd be pretty cool.
Okay. Day 9, the final hunt. Dracula awakens fully. His body cracked, bleeding and weakened, but his rage eclipses all. He is starving, and 3 more remain. Okay, so you might win.
Yeah.
Weinstein's barely able to stand, loads her final dust rounds into a revolver. She staggers towards the bridge. Her leg is shaking, her breathing shallow. Dracula drops with the cables in front of her. She tries to lift her gun, but her arm trembles violently. Dracula approaches slowly, almost respectfully. The bullets barely graze him. Dracula sighs, grabs her by the back of the head, and bites her throat, drinking her blood, killing her.
Splendid.
Watches from covers. Tony stands out in the open, mask reflecting the Red Sea beneath the bridge. They both know Dracula must be stopped. Io moves first. She climbs the northern tower, using rebar to pull herself upwards. Her rifle is stable, breathing controlled. She sees Dracula stalking the lower span. She fires twice, both hit. Dracula collapses behind a toppled delivery van. Io doesn't celebrate. She knows he's not dead. Tony approaches the van quietly, his pistol raised. Dracula lunges from beneath the vehicle and grabs Tony by the throat. Tony fires in Dracula's chest at point-blank range. Io takes aim. Dracula hurls Tony's bodies at her. She dodges, barely rolling across the steel grating. Tony hits the tower and drops, but survives the impact, blood pouring out of his mouth. Io tries to reach him, but Dracula grabs her by the ankle and slams her into the ground. Io screams, dropping her rifle. Dracula raises her by the throat, preparing to bite, but Tony, bleeding, coughing, half unconscious, fires again, 3 shots. He's dead.
Shit.
The fog clears for the first time since the games began. Tony stands, so does Io, both injured. Neither say a word. Tony fires first. Io dives behind a broken motorcycle. She returns fire. Tony dodges sideways, moving like a malfunctioning ghost. That doesn't make sense.
True.
They circle each other among the rusted cars. Io rolls out, firing perfect shots. Tony's mask cracks, blood sprays. He fires back. 1 bullet grazes her arm. They approach each other slowly, guns nearly empty. Io raises her rifle before the finishing shot. Tony rushes her. They collide. She manages to stab him with a broken piece of metal. He grips her wrist and forces it deeper into himself to free up his other hand.
Damn.
He presses a pistol against her ribs, fires a single shot. I was dead.
Shit.
Tony's so Survivor.
I see.
Rushing down Tony is like the worst fucking idea.
Yeah. I mean, they were the last two.
What?
Were they the last two?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Tony's a sole survivor.
Damn, I was low-key rooting for Aya.
I didn't want Io to win at all. I wanted Dracula to win, genuinely.
Yeah, I wanted either Dracula or Aya.